you're just following the rules. And the rules are supposed to govern you, right? Because you think that that's right. You think what they've taught you is okay. Well, it's not. Not even a little bit. Nothing that I ever saw or experienced was okay. But my time in the military, same thing. My whole time, every time I heard someone say something that was derogatory, that was negative. I'm talking about situations where, the color of your skin actually is a detriment for you, but you didn't realize that it was because you never thought that there was anything wrong with looking like how you look. But I was taught in basic, we are all right to the left as your brother and sister. We got each other, right? That is what we do in the military. We got each other. And then I got to a unit where there was a gentleman that did not think so, as far as we had each other. His ideas were fanciful. Let me see, what was the first time I heard him say something to me that hurt to my core? He said, look here, Charles, I'm gonna need you to understand that if I shake mud off my boot, I need you to quickly come over here and mop it up because I don't want to see it when I walk back by. Now, in my head, all I'm hearing is, he's an E7, I'm a private, you do as you told, because you don't ask questions, you just be moving whatever your last general order is given to you. That is what I did. I never once said anything back or gave slack because, for one, I didn't learn that growing up. You didn't talk that to your elders. He was pretty much an elder because he had served all this time. So I'm thinking, well, it must be okay with him speaking this way because I don't hear anyone saying anything, right? And so I did exactly what he said. I mopped it up. The floor was shining. You could eat off that floor. I remember the general coming through and said, man, these floors are so pretty, I can see my face. And I'm standing at parade rest proud. It didn't matter that he said what he said to me before the general got there. It mattered to me that my job was done and it was done well. Because I was raised by, my grandma was 4'11", but she was a hot stick, boy. She didn't play. She took no mocks. So she said, whatever job you do, because she was a maid and she worked in really wealthy people's houses in Florida. But she said, no matter what your job is, even if it's a lonely janitor, you scraping gum, you do it to the best of your ability. Or you rise to the ranks of CEO or wherever you're going, but you do it to the best of your ability. So that meant even in the military, I was going to do exactly that. I was going to rise to the best of my ability. So I just sat there and I took it day in, day out until we got to NTC. Now, NTC was a training place that we go to practice war. This is well before you ever saw anything with Iraq and Afghanistan, all this. We just playing war. We're mouse gear. But you still get hurt out there. There were some soldiers, a track had flipped, it broke apart. People were like, one lost his limb, one was about to die, they needed blood. So we're all out there moving, and we're moving as fast as we can, hopping from place to place to change location. Well, I wind up getting hurt, but I didn't know at the time was when the boulder hit my foot at NTC in California, it actually had broke. I didn't know that the foot was broken because all they were yelling was move, move. And so all we're doing is still moving. It's pitch black. You can't even see your hand in front of your face in the Mojave Desert. You just can't. So you need to keep moving to keep up with the convoy that's moving. We didn't realize it was broken. The next day, all he said was, she must be faking. Because this is what they do. What they do. What? Now, in my head again, I'm not thinking twice about what he's saying. I'm just trying to do my job. Now, the part that was crazy was our commander was actually darker than me. And so I was waiting for him to say something back to the E7 when he started saying it. And then finally he just addressed and said, well, look, understand, your ancestors that were slaves back then, they smiled every time something happened, even if they got hurt. Wait, okay. In that moment, I actually processed that because that was direct. He was making sure I understood what he meant. For the longest, I kept thinking, I must be mistaken. Because why would he not be the one that's superior here to look after me and bring me up in the ways that we so proud to serve in our country, right? I didn't know, but the E1 that was next to me, he did know. And he actually turned to him and he said, I'm going to make this real plain for you, sir. If I ever hear you while I'm standing here, I don't have no rank, so it don't affect me. But if I ever hear you say something like that again to Charles, my black combat boot, this size 12, gonna be so far up you're gonna taste my polish. And that's as nice as I can say that to y'all if y'all hearing the sound of my voice. Because I'm sure you understand there was a whole bunch of other things that were gravity in what he said. But I did wind up seeing that E7, not cower, but not say anything else the rest of the duration of the deployment for me. What I didn't understand was That was the E1 that spoke up to protect me. My disappointment was our commander. Not because of the color his skin was darker than mine, but as a commander, he said nothing to the fact that he was saying the things that were derogatory to me. One of the most fast-paced soldiers that they had that was going on at Fort Hood at the time, because all I ever did was just my job. Just my job. I wanted to be the best at whatever I was doing because I had had so many things in my life that were traumatic that kept me feeling like I wasn't worthy, right? But then I go past all of that. Finally, they say, okay, you know what? We're going to need to do surgery because your foot was broken for so long, we don't even think we can repair it. And this is coming directly from the major that wound up looking at the broken foot after 2 weeks of it being broken, being in the box.